From coast to coast, Canada sets the gold standard in food production, both providing resources to Canadians and exporting products around the globe. Our innovative agriculture and agri-food industries rely on the production and use of fertilizer to continue to develop our critical industries.
In late 2020, the Liberal government set a 30% reduction in the use of nitrogen-based fertilizer target by 2030. Without consulting Canadian farmers or the agricultural industry, this Liberal government and the Prime Minister proposed unrealistic and unachievable reduction targets. The Liberals clearly do not understand Canadian agriculture.
Profit margins for farmers are already under incredible strain as the price of inputs have increased sharply, especially the cost of fuel, thanks to the NDP Liberal carbon tax, which we now know will cost farmers almost $1 billion by 2030. These costs are unsustainable and drive up the cost of food for families who are already struggling to feed their families. What the Liberals clearly do not understand is Canada is already a world leader in environmental stewardship, food production, and sustainability. Our farmers are 70% more efficient in fertilizer use than every other country, and we continue to improve year after year.
Canadian farmers improve land use practices and improve soil health by implementing zero tillage, have adopted 4R nutrient stewardship, and invested in precision agriculture. Modern agricultural practices and equipment have also helped reduce carbon emissions by 80 billion tons and reduce diesel fuel usage by 200,000 litres per year.
In fact, according to CropLife Canada, globally the average is 28% of a country's emissions are a result of agriculture. In contrast, in Canada, agriculture emissions are just 8%, less than 1/3 of the global average. They are already doing their part in the fight against climate change. But instead of praising Canadian farmers, this Liberal government punishes them with regulatory burden, 2 suffocating carbon taxes, and unrealistic fertilizer reduction targets. Instead, now they are doubling down with a second carbon tax, a tariff on fertilizer, and adding pesticides to the planned emissions reduction targets.
The correlation is clear. Less fertilizer means food is more expensive, both at home and around the world. Food security is a global priority, and Canada plays a critical role in feeding the world. The Liberals' fertilizer and carbon tax policies are weakening Canada's ability to export nutritious and affordable food to places in the world who desperately need our support. With inflation at an all-time high, families are struggling with the skyrocketing cost of food prices at the grocery store. Canada has 38 million mouths to feed, highlighting the importance of food production in Canada. That cannot happen without access to fertilizer, period.
Our fertilizer industry also represents an important aspect of our economy, generating $134 billion in production in 2021 alone, and generating thousands of jobs across our nation, and certainly in both of our ridings in Manitoba and Alberta. Conservatives are proud of our farm families and the fact they embrace innovation and technology to improve efficiency, reduce emissions, and protect our water, soil, and our precious ecosystems.
Our farm families do more with less, and Conservatives see modern Canadian agriculture as part of the solution, not the problem.
Canadian producers deserve a government who ensures the concerns of our farmers, our ranchers, our processors, and our agri-food businesses are heard. Our Conservative team, alongside our leader Pierre Poilievre, will be the Canadian partner agriculture needs and stand shoulder to shoulder with our farmers to ensure you reach your full potential. Because without farmers, we do not have affordable, nutritious food for Canadian families.